Well, it's an Antoria. Or is it? Let's have a listen. I'll tell you what I can. Pickups, and starting with the bridge pickup in the noisy or distorted setting. Do you know what? It even sounds like the 70s. Into the centre. And onto the neck. Right, let's see how that cleans up then. And again, starting with the bridge. that's so creamy into the centre. And on to the neck. That really is nice. Nicer than it should be. Right, let's have a look. So yes, Antoria, or Ibanez as we probably should say, certainly made in Japan in the Fujigen outlet in 1978. We know it's 1978 because that was the date of the lawsuit, I think early 78, by which time Ibanez had already revised the open book headstock, which is what the lawsuit was all about. So Gibson sued, well, there was no, they sat down in court, but certainly this one is 1978, and we know we can date it quite well within a month, certainly, because the dating system on these was really, really easy. We'll have a look. So you've got the neck plate there, and you should be able to see, yeah, you should be able to see that. So it starts with, so it tells you it's 1978. It starts with the letter G, and then it says 78. So that means it's 1978. The letter G denotes the year. So 7th letter. We musicians should know that G is the 7th letter. So it's the 7th month, which is July. So July 1978. So Antoria, made in Japan, or were they? Because some of them were definitely made by, it's well recorded, were made by Framers, which is a German company. Although they went bust in 75, I seem to think. And they're really, really good guitars. And they, so the American market was going through a bit of a tumultuous time, and there was no coordination with the brands. And so the Japanese saw, and Ibanez was never Ibanez, it's Hoshino. Ibanez acquired Hoshino acquired the Ibanez name after the Ibanez company had founded, which was during the Spanish Civil War. And they acquired the name and they used it because, of course, Japanese products still weren't popular, after the Second World War anyway. So they used the name Ibanez, and it was also rebranded, certainly in the UK, as either CSL or there were others as well. I can't just think which. CSL, I think, was Charles Summerfield, and then there was the Coppock in Leeds. That was another one. But anyway, certainly, Antoria is Ibanez. And this one came in with no strings. Oh, says I, no strings. He says, well, the bloke said he'd put strings on it, but I told him that you were going to look at it and put new strings on anyway, so he didn't need to bother. I said, okay, fair enough. So I put new strings on, and it just, well, I'd done some fretwork because the frets had the wibbly wobblies, and got that sorted out. I put the strings on, and they were a mile off, and I thought, well, no problem, it's a bolt-on neck, I'll just take the neck off and stick a shim in it. So I got 3 bolts out, and bolt number 4 was about 1/3 of a bolt. So there was still 2. So there's still, it's this bolt here, and so there's still half of it in the body and in the neck there, and so that isn't going anywhere at all. But with the others loosened, I managed to get a bit of something down the back of it here to increase the pitch. So it plays okay. You could get the screw out. It would take a lot of work and a lot of time, a lot of effort, but you could get it out and bung a better shim in, or a bigger shim in, certainly, and you could make it play better if you wanted to. but it's near enough, you know. It's good enough for rock and roll. So the string height, as you know, I like them down to, if you've seen these before, I like them down at 1.25 mil on the 12th fret on the high E, and this one is sitting at 1.75, which, well, it's not ideal, but it's not bad. It plays a lot better than more expensive stuff that I've had come in, you know, out of the box. So it's yeah, it's okay, it's fine, it's okay, it's very good. The pickups are certainly not original, and really, hereby hangs my tale. Just be careful what you're buying, where you're buying it from, and so if you, yeah, I mean, especially like from Marketplace and places like that, you've got no redress. So it's always safer through eBay, where if the item is not as described, or there's a fault with it that hasn't been disclosed, then it's just money back. Simple as that. So let's have a look at what it's got. Oh yeah, one of the other things that it's got is a bent G tuner, and I will just mention this so you can see that the tuning peg shaft is crooked, and it's really, really tempting to just get your thumb on it and straighten it out, but I can, in my experience, what will happen is it will just snap straight off. And they are these nice star backed sealed tuners, which are almost impossible to get hold of, and they're a lovely, lovely feature, and they're nice tuners. So we've got a neck that is made of a material which I don't know, it's probably maple, with a rosewood fingerboard. Obviously you've got that revised rounded headstock. Still with, it looks like, is it a mother of pearl? I think it's a mother of pearl inlay, that, isn't it, on the Antoria? A 3-point truss rod there, so whereas Gibson's got 2 screws, top and bottom, this has got 3, one either side of the truss rod, and then of course one at the top, and it usually tells you that this is the standard. So you've got the block inlays, which look a bit metallic to me, but they're quite attractive, and a bound rosewood fretboard. Very nice indeed. Pickup wise, that's the one in the neck is a I don't know, and the one in the bridge is also actually the one in the bridge might be an Epiphone. But what I would say is this, is that they are beautifully matched. That one is owned, is probably period correct, and this one, I don't know. But this one's popping out just over 8, and this one's nearly 8. So they really are suited very, very well to each other, and they are excellent. I'm very, very happy with those. So you've got the original golden top hat knobs, and I'd have liked to have seen thumb bleeders on those, if I'm honest, or some kind of pointers. Stocktail tunematic, they look all original to me, and it's got, well, matching collar and cuffs, hasn't it? With the scratch plate, pickup rings, and toggle switch, and the poker chip all in a cream finish. So I do like the maple cap or veneer. That really is rather nice indeed, and certainly that is a proper burst, an Adam Jones style burst, and you'll see a picture back here of it stood next to that 1960s iced tea Gibson Les Paul standard, because they look like they could have easily been separated at birth. Don't know what the body's made of. I wouldn't imagine that it's mahogany, because they were budget guitars. Obviously you've got the bolt-on neck with the plate there, the cavity control covers, and exhaust pipe in the usual place. And of course the body is also bound. So all in all, it's a nice guitar. Nice to play, easy enough, and sounds great. But you know, just be careful when you're buying second-hand, especially old stuff like this, and make sure it works as well. That's always a nice thing to know. And that is that from me and the Antoria. Adios amigos. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.